Hey. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Is this thing on? Yeah, looks like it. Sweet. All right, let me get signed into the chat and we will get going. We got a lot to cover today. Welcome, I am Darkpool Algo. Thanks for joining me on the live stream. If you are new here, welcome. If this is your first time, I appreciate you showing up. We will do a couple things. Typically, sorry, I'm just getting some things set up over here. What we'll do is we'll go over some news, right? We'll find out what's happening in the market today. We'll review what happened yesterday. We'll look at overall market conditions, find some plays for the day, and look and see if there's any divergences that want to play out. Also, today is Introduction to the Beast Numbers Day. As I've mentioned, first of all, I'm still not feeling the greatest. I've got this weird, like, I don't know. It's not the beer bug though. I went and got tested. So yay, winning. No, I don't know. I think it's maybe just a touch of the good old fashioned flu, you know. So, or it's drinking these things because you're fire. You put your body on fire. You weren't joking about the tingly. Like yeah, it's weird. It reminds me of flashbacks. As I mentioned, in 2022, we're going to be expanding, and for a lot of unrelated reasons, we're just going to be really focusing on some diversifications and different product offerings, mainly to really just increase our user base so that we can provide a better service to everyone, if that makes sense, right? Sometimes you have to kind of go outside of your comfort zone to really, I don't know, gather a lot of new users. Like I said, I'm going to be working on new intros, going to be working on new production quality, going to be working on doing maybe less plays, but more deep dive going in. I've been receiving a lot of feedback lately, getting some feedback on actually going into some option strikes for the day, a little bit of my process for that, and as well as just different deep dives instead of just trying to ramble through 40 tickers and then after an hour being like, what do I trade, because I've not got no clue. Just being able to be a little bit more focused and lasered, and I have to find the right word for it, because or synonym for focus, because I don't want to ride somebody else's coattails or use anything similar with other people. Yeah, and this business is whack. It's wackadoodle, man. It's so just love it. I love it. There's some solid people out there, and we have started making some exceptionally great relationships with them. So stay tuned. Good morning, Johnny, Laz, Terry, and Ludwig. Terry, real quick, is it you that follows Chandler and the Beast Numbers? I swear I've seen you in there before. Give me a thumbs up if it is, because I've got some good news. So, first of all, let's get through the news, and then we'll get into the good news, shall we? Yes, yesterday was a great day for me. I don't know if it was for anybody else, but yesterday was sketchy. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was one of the most sketchy FOMC meetings that there's been in a while. There was a ton of uncertainty. There's a ton of speculation. There's a ton of fear and greed in the market, and which is a little uncommon for me. I actually played FOMC. Part of the due diligence. Played FOMC. Played some big names. I actually played Facebook, and you know how I feel about the Facebook, right? And how it's taken my lunch money for the entire last year. Well, I got my sandwich back, all right? Or I got my banana back. I got something, I got some of my lunch money back, which is good. So there are some great things in the work. So let me get through the news. We'll get into how I got some of my lunch money back from Facebook yesterday. We'll look at some plays for the day, and I'll do an introductory service or an introduction to a great new tool. So with that being said, if you have requests, you want to see some divergences, get them in now, so that I can make sure that I don't forget to do them and go over them. Okay. All right. So let What do I want to look at? Let's look at the 4 hour on NXPI. Announced a strategic partnership with Foxconn Industrial, a subsidy of Foxconn, to transform the car into the ultimate edge device. NXPI. What do they do? Whoa, pretty decent looking stock there. Right, rally, pull back. I bet you they're maintaining a 50 or 200 on this. They are in the semiconductors. Pretty decent. So, with that being said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me see this, how this works. NXPI. Oh, before I change this chart, remember I said low can go one of two ways? Well, it went this way, didn't it? Yeah, I mean, there's a fifth wave move there somewhere. I don't want to draw it out, but that was the upside move. Didn't have to go to the downside, which is great. Sweet. Alrighty. NXPI. I don't know what this company does, but they are a semiconductor. It's freezing in here. And they love that news. So nice rally into yesterday at the 4 hour top. Poke their head out of it a little bit. They've got room to 236, 235. This is definitely a momentum play with news. This level of support holds this 4 hour top. So 228 to 230. If that level holds, then I think we get a move to 235. Might be a quick buck or two. Anyway, NXPI looks pretty decent. Okay. Reddit. Yes, Reddit is going to file an IPO. So when a Reddit IPO comes out, it's probably going to be one of the most popular IPOs just because Reddit is so popular. We will look at how to play IPOs. There's a very specific strategy. There's a stair-stepping strategy with that. And I think it would be a good educational piece for the channel. Okay. All right. So let's not forget to keep an eye on that IPO. Okay. IronNet Q3 sales fell 6.9 million from 7.7 million year over year. And so their contracts are getting delayed because guess what? The government can't decide if it wants to shut down or not. As far as this support level goes, it can fall down to 450, even as low as 4. If it does, that's about a $3 drop. It's penny stock. I'm going to try to stay away from it. Morgan Stanley upgraded AT&T overnight from overweight to equal with a price target of 28, down from 32. As raised the firm's telecom service industry rating to in line from cautious, which is good, following a sustained period of underperformance that he sees having brought valuations in the space to historically attractive levels on both absolute and relative bases. Yes, absolutely. AT&T, this is a great dividend stock. My son owns shares of these. I buy them a share every week. They pay a great dividend. If you can get into a dividend reinvestment program, a DRIP campaign, right, a DRIP program with your broker, they pay a solid dividend and they just reinvest that dividend back into fractional shares, and eventually your dividend will start buying your shares, and it's a solid. AT&T solid. There's a couple other on my list. Hold on, I'm freezing. I have a fan right there and it's blowing on me. It's chilly. Some other ones like Abivi, Alteria, Molson, right? Or Altria Group. This is another one, right? Plays a great dividend. It's actually moving pretty decently. Wow. This might go trifecta mode. Don't let me forget to look at these for later. So T and MO. All right, moving on. Apple, banger. Ride the wave on that sucker, right? To the rip mode. So Apple is in such a strong position, right? Just ripping. I mean, where's my squeeze? Right, this is a good example of the squeeze when it releases. Even if it's bullish, consolidation, right? Squeeze releases, we get a pop, right? We pull back, right? No squeeze, no squeeze, small squeeze. Squeeze is building, and then we get another pop, right? So this 4-hour squeeze, it has released. Let's check it out on the daily real quick. Yeah, the daily squeeze is released as well. Apple is just trading it, it's just green. Their iPhone sales decelerated in China. Unit sales for the new iPhone 13, they started to slow down in China during November, when Apple saw its share of Chinese smartphone market fall below 20%, according to the data from the China Academy of Information Technology. Well, what does that mean for the stock? Rally, pullback, rally, pullback, rally, chop, 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 chop. Right? Structurally, it needs to breathe for a minute, right? If it can breathe for a couple days like it did here, this zone from the 22nd to basically the 3rd, so 12 days, right? If it can breathe, then it can move. But if it can't breathe, then it's just going to fight for air and eventually fall down on its head, okay? That's Apple. API Group raised 421 guidance and revenue outlook, right? They're going to need it because they are falling off the cliff. I don't know what Agora does, but there may be a good downside play to this. The next move down is 6. So either this is support at 17 back to 27, or we falter back down to 650, right? Failed slingshot squeeze release, right? Double red across the board. This is a very bearish, very, very bearish stock. This is that H rolling shape that we don't like to see. Okay, Nordstrom's. I didn't think that was, oh, Nordson. Not Nordstrom, Nordson. Rally, pullback, rally, consolidate, consolidate. Earnings came out and 1.88 versus 210. This might be a good one to pull back down. The pre-market's 260. Yeah, they've got support at 251. They break 251. They're going to come back down to this 245 area. If you want to play a downside move, Nordson might be a good one. Failed on earnings. Flex Steel, Flex Steel. Q2 sales at 137 versus 130. Anticipates an adjusted operating loss in the quarter as supply chain challenges drives higher than expected ocean container ancillary expensive. So yes, that's true. A buddy of mine has a home business where he gets a lot of products from China. Shipping container used to cost him $8,000. They're paying $22,000 per shipping container now. And even if they get it here, they can't get it because it's stuck in Long Beach. So supply chain is a definite issue. Let's keep an eye on transports. Might be something to look at. Okay, Bluebird. Don't really care about more supply chain disruptions. And so EADSY. All right, so Qantas Airlines picked Airbus as a preferred supplier to replace its domestic fleet, switching from Boeing in a major win for the European plane maker. So this is Boeing's competitor, right? Just real quick, I think Boeing should be down off of that. Yeah, I don't like Boeing. So their competitor is EADSY. I didn't know that until now. So they won a contract. Basically, the Australian National Airlines said it had committed to buy 20 Airbuses and 20 jets, along with operations for 94 aircraft leases, announcing the delivery of one new Airbus on a long-term lease to blah, 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 and one to French B. So let's look at this sucker here. EADSY. Yeah, they're going to move off of that news. So Etsy, 200 SMA coming up on the 5-minute. So Etsy above 28.65 can move to 29. Above 29. I'm glad I found the competitor for Boeing because I hate Boeing. So above 29, which is here, right? We can move to 30. So this is a pretty decent looking play, right? take out that zone, right, from 28.67 to 29, and then from 29 you hit 30, right? Pretty. Oh, whoa, what did I do there? Grabbed the wrong one, right? Above 5-minute cloud, bullish news, squeezes firing off. Yeah, if you wanted to play an airline, there you go. Okay, I haven't looked at the options. They may be crap, but who knows? In biotech news, Novartis, NVS, said it was launching a new share buyback of up to $15 billion. There you go. To be executed by the end of 2023. Adding was confident in its top line growth and deep pipeline, confirmed expected sales to be grow 4% or more. So more Novartis, NVS. This is a good biotech play. If you're interested in grabbing some of this sucker, we do throw a fib from here to here, right? Wait for the pullback to at least the 618, possibly the 50% retracement, and then get the move. Look for a pullback bounce off of this Ichi cloud here. So rally, pullback, consolidation, right? Consolidate, squeeze, release, right? So the move from 83 to 80, 83 to 87 is what I would look to play. That's NVS, Novartis. SABS, I've never heard of this company, raises after announcing data demonstrating that its drug is a therapeutic candidate for the treatment of COVID infections, retains neutralization activity against Omicron. There we go. Look at the rip on the penny stock. Rippy McRip rip. Ripping the faces all the way down to the 382. This is support. So above 1050, I think we get back into these $11, $12 numbers. Below 1035, we come back down to play and just consolidate around at 9. Slingshot squeeze getting ready to set up on the 5-minute. Looking at it from a Celts perspective, it rallied, it smacked right in, blew out the top of the weekly and the daily, got scared, and came back down to support at the top of the 4-hour. So there is a move here if you're wanting to play some commons, right? It's always fun to play commons every once in a while. So you get a rally. Oh, wrong tool. Wrong tool. You get a nice little rally, move, rally, move, rally. Something like that. There you go. So like I said, above, as long as it, so psychological 1050 support. Above that, we move up to 1150, fight our way through to 1230, 1250, $13. SABS, SABS. Keep an eye on that sucker. Where's my list? SABS and BA competitor. All right, moving on. Where was I? In finance, Focus Financial, share spot, secondary price at 57. Fox, Fox, right? They were at 60. They offered in secondary shares at 57. So if that's base, right, it should go up from there. I have never traded it. Don't want to trade it. Visa, I've seen lots of flow coming in for Visa lately. So this is a pretty bullish move up into the daily top, yo, right? If it can get out of the daily top, it comes into the weekly, right? The weekly Celt right here. Is that the weekly top or bottom or mid or? There we go. So this is a larger term move for Visa. If it can get out of the 4-hour and daily top, so basically a break at 215, it goes up and kisses 220. Above 220, it comes up and checks out 238, 235, 238. Visa looks pretty dang strong. Let's put that on our list of stuff to trade today, shall we? Let's look at Visa. Okay, Robinhood. The hood is taking a dump. Down to $18 a share. How sad is that? Right? That looks like this looks like everybody who trades Robinhood's equity curve. Oh, I crack myself up, but it's true. It is true. Robinhood has newly formed weekly and daily Celts. Right, obviously it's below everything. It just fought its way back into the 4-hour. Kelp, yeah, you wonder why Labs is the reason Robinhood's stocks are tanking. And they're like, we're bleeding money. We don't know why. Because their platform sucks. Anyway, now watch. I'm going to do a Robinhood video. Anyway, they're back into the 4 hours, 4 hour mid. They could rally up to the 4 hour top 2021. This is not a stock I'm going to be like, oh, let's trade the hood until it can really do a V-shaped recovery. Like this is a slow meltdown. You want to see a downside target? Let's look at it from an upside perspective. Let's go a fib extension from this here to here and back to here, right? So as long as Robinhood doesn't get above the 4 hour mid, right? So basically above 20, then it can come back to 21, 22, and then 24. Contrarian, right? If it breaks below really 1775, 16, 15, 13. There's your two sides for Robinhood. I don't want to get caught being a sucker playing the hood. Okay. What's that? There's a show. Don't be a menace to South Central when you're something. There's a show called that. I can't remember what it is. Anyway, I don't know why they have Robinhood in with financials, but they do. Synchrony Bank issues its buyback authorization at 1 billion. So lots of resistance here. I think, right? Lots of resistance. I don't like that stock. I'm not going to trade it. Smucker, SJM to sell its natural and organic beverage grains business to Nexus Capital Management in an all-cash transaction. That's bullish. This is jelly, Smucker's jelly, right? If it can get above 130, if it can get above 136, 138, into this monthly cloud, it's a fun way to play 138 to 145, right? There's a good move there. A little bit of a W shape, right? Pretty bullish going into it. So SJM, let's look at the options chain for that. All right, moving on. All right, Wayfair, boom, W, downgraded to underperform from neutral at Bank of America with a price target of 175 down from 264. Dude, they're like, whoa, Wayfair, it's about to get rocked. So it's at the weekly cloud now. If it breaks 190, shoot, 198, 190. All right, so below 197.86, there's a downside move to 155. They gave it a 175 price target. Definitely a downside play on W. I thought we might get a little whoop-de-loop earlier in this week, but looking at this now, this is just they're stair-stepping it down. There's no hope. There's no hope for it. What did it do last time? It was in the weeklies. It rallied back up to the weekly top, weekly to weekly mid, right? I think it might have kissed the weekly top there, close to the weekly top. I don't know. This weekly bottom in the past has been pretty significant support for Wayfair. If you want to play the smart play, right, and you just want to wait and be patient and not get sucked into something that's going to take all your lunch money, wait for the break at 210. You can play 210 to 218, and then you can go from 221 to 241, 260, 265. That's if this consolidation, right? Downside consolidation. If for some reason they get a rally to the top, they got to take out previous highs, right? Let me show you what this looks like on a smaller chart. There may be some divergence occurring that we're not aware of, but it's been pretty range bound. 200 to 210. I mean, that's a $10 move. You should be able to make a couple bucks trading a stock that goes from top to bottom to top to bottom. Slingshot squeeze getting ready to release. Immediate overhead resistance at 205, right? If there is a rally to 205, it could be part of a longer downside move. Contrarian it gets through, it gets above 205, 207, expect rejection for a triple top at 209. So Wayfair, this is not a bear flag forming because it's just not a bear flag forming. Let's look a little deeper into W, shall we? All right. All right. This is let's see. Dun. Truest initiated buy ratings on Nike, Ralph Lauren, Ross, Dick's Sporting Goods, Burlington, TJ Maxx, Lululemon, and Under Armour, as well as VF Corp. I don't know what this truest is, but they initiated buy ratings on all these mid caps. Nike likes it. Ralph Lauren likes it. Ross likes it. Hey, we might have found the niche today. Dick's really likes it. So yeah, these clothing stores, right? Easy plays. Lulu 435. Oh, that's such a gorgeous looking stock right there. Ooh, that's pretty. Pretty. Let's go. Who doesn't love the Lulus? So I'd like Lulu to pull back to the 618, possibly the 50% retracement. I don't know if it's going to get above or through this previous supply zone here. If it does, that 50% retracement is looking pretty juicy. So we have a supply zone that basically runs here. It's probably a little larger, but let's just go with this one for now. So if we get a pullback to the 618, look for decision making to occur at that point. Right below it at 394, right? Support. If we get down to 392, then we can just expect pullback to 385. So what I'd like to see is this kind of a move, right? It's bull flagging right now. I'd like that to break and possibly one of these kind of moves, right? Or maybe this kind of move. That's what we're looking for. Something along these lines. I'd like that move on Lulu, so let's keep an eye on Lulu as well. Lulu. Okay, moving on. Other ones that you could play would be obviously Nike's a good one. Dick's would be a good one, right? What was it? TJ Maxx that was ripping, right? TJ Maxx ripping off that news. So any of those, it's kind of a big. Any of those, right? Hold on. I'm gonna share this with the groups. Share it with the groups. Thank you, Vandy. I appreciate it. All right. I love that show. All right. Go EV, right? Which is one of those pennies, basically a penny stock EV company. Nice little rally. Can't break 10,950. Above 950, it can get loosey goosey. But they increased this production target, now expecting to build 3,000 to 6,000 EVs next year versus the 500 to 1,000. It's pretty good. This is a I don't know if you've seen this vehicle, but it's basically a motorcycle with a cover. Crap, dude, I'm late. Dude, that 6 o'clock bell kicked my butt. All right, so what else in news? Lanier, they had earnings yesterday. Remember, we looked at them. EPS at 3.91 versus 4.16, so they missed on revenue. They missed on their earnings per share, and net new orders at 2% with a backlog of 26%. That's sketchy AF. Expects to deliver less than 12,000 homes versus estimated 14,000. Operating gross margin at negative 20, around 26.75%. You want to look for a downside move? Here's one for you. Linear below 104 comes back to 100. This is what happens when you miss on your earnings. Let's see. What do they got going on here? It looks like a bear flag to me. Fib is going to tell us. Fib is going to tell us that we want to go, yeah, 100. If they break that, your downside targets are 199. Okay. I don't see it doing anything positive with those news. All right. World news. Brazil Central Bank raised its estimates for inflation for 2021 and 2022, cutting its economic growth forecast for this year. And next year, consumer prices is expected to rise 10%. The bank set its quarterly inflation report up from its forecast of 8.5% 3 months ago. The bank raised its initial forecast for next year to 4.7 from 3.7. Also, when you use cryptocurrency as your natural currency, you're going to have issues. Anyway, earnings after the close today. Adobe, that's big. FedEx, that's big. Rivian, oh, Rivian has earnings today. This is, if you're not familiar with what Rivian is, this is Amazon's electric vehicle. Let's keep an eye on that for sure. I want to short that till it dies. Anyway, moving on. All right, so we do have some events today. Weekly jobless claims at 8:30, so in about 30 minutes. Weekly jobless claims, continuing claims, housing starts, and building permits for this year. That can affect the market. Jobless claims are expected to be, let's see what they're saying here on Forex. Yeah, I'm not posting that for everybody in the world to see. Not yet. You don't get it for free. They're actually expecting unemployment claims to go up. Huh. Interesting. So we'll keep an eye on that. That can affect the market, right? Oh, what? Amazon backed out of Rivian? Are you sure? Huh. All right, we'll get into it in a second. And then just overall news, and then I got to get moving. On a little late on things. Sorry. Apologize. Let's go. All right, U.S. futures are surging with the S&P looking to open at a new all-time high. Dow futures rising at 800 points off of yesterday's low, right? As FOMC's policy meeting outlook did nothing to dent investor optimism about rates and economy, right? The strong move in global markets comes ahead of several other central bank meetings later this morning, including Bank of England, Central Bank of Europe, Bank of Japan, and others. Earlier on Thursday, Swiss National Bank kept its ultra-loose stance in place with a policy rate at negative 0.75. Interesting. Asian markets at Nikkei index jumped 600 points. Yay, bae. The Shanghai index gained 0.75%. Hang Seng rose 50, and in Europe, the DAX is up nearly 300 points. Wow, FTSE is up 100. Yesterday, the Fed said it will double the rate at which it tapers its asset purchases and keep rates consistent for now, but they now expect 3 hikes in each of the next 2 years. The higher move in equities reversed the decline on macroeconomic data from across the globe. All right, so this is our futures chart, right? Bonds are down, crude's down, gold's fighting for its life. You know, the yen is down. This is bullish for us. As long as we don't get a bounce recovery and head fake, then I think we can be pretty bullish for the day. Now, keep in mind, this is a pretty insane move here. I'm going to be looking for the opposite side of this just because I don't trust the market. Like, let's just pretend that this is TLT, right? TLT is coming down into support, right? If this trend line cracks on the ES, which I think it might have just done, then I think we get a pretty significant pullback. A bunch of profit taking, right? Look at that. It did. And that ES trend line just cracked, so let's be careful of that. Basically what I'm saying is don't go into the market with FOMO. Don't be feeling like you missed everything yesterday. Oh no, let's throw a bunch of money at stuff and get head faked. Don't do it. Trust your analysis. Play the chart in front of you. We're going to be providing some resources and guidance. So just be nimble, be quick, don't get burnt, right? Look at this. Like, that's pretty intense. Pretty intense, in my opinion. Okay. We are set up to be bullish, right? That trend line just broke, like I said. This is actually good pre-market. If we can get down, right? Look at that Wu-Tang reversal. Oh my God, we missed it. Look at this. This is gorgeous. Everybody loves Wu-Tang pattern reversal. Woo! Throw up the W's. All right, let's get into it. So what I want to discuss first is beast numbers. As you know, we've been working really hard in trying to provide additional services to our viewers and our customers, our social, our following, basically. And what I wanted to talk about is a service called Beast Numbers from Predictive Trades. So I've been scoping it out the last couple days, and let me just tell you, this is my trade results from the last 2 days. I traded Google. Let me get a smaller chart here. All right, I traded the Googs. Where are we at? All right, traded the Googs, nailed the options contract bottom. So Beast Numbers is a programmatic generated specific trade plan. They provide you with specific entry levels for the ticker of your choice based on your subscription. Okay, so I chose Google. They're like, hey, you're going to want to enter Google from this level to this level and start taking profits at these levels. And Google opened at like $40 higher than what these options contracts are worth. I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, it's just impossible. There's no way that I'm going to get a Google contract for $2. Well, I did. It went from 2 to 5, and I got scared and I sold out. Right yesterday, same thing happened. Even in the FOMC, Google opened, chop, 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 chop. Beast numbers were provided, and without, I'm not trying to, I don't want to give away too much, but basically it's a very structured enter here, exit here. They're not just randomized. There's some serious math behind it where they're giving you specific entries and exits on the ticker of your choice. So let's just say you want to just play Google, right? So I played Google for the last 2 days, took them from 2 to 5, from 2 to 5, right? Obviously that's pretty good. It's low stress, low effort, not a lot of like calculations, and it's really great if you're looking to grow your account, if you're looking to trade in a strategy that's very user friendly. Okay, I don't want to give away too much because it's not the way to do things, but this is an example of information that's provided to you well in advance so that you can create your own trade plan, right? So for example, these are the hold on, let me do this again. Let me go back in time. I don't want to. All right, so these numbers I'm showing you are from the other day. They're not going to be valid. So don't be like, oh, free beast numbers. No, this is an example. Okay. Just because I want to show you accuracy, right? So this is the Google 3000s, right, from last week. Okay. And so looking at an options chain. All right, so I have to be real careful about how I do this because I don't want to give away the juice, right? So hold on, let me grab a different one. All right, here we go. Let's do this one. I can show this one because these contracts have expired. All right, so I can't go back in time though, can I? I'll figure out a way to demonstrate without giving away the juice, because it's not fair, right? I don't want to be like, oh, free stuff for everybody. But this is a good example of, the information that's provided, right? Here's the contract strike and price. Here's your entries, right? Very specific, enter at, between these levels, and here's your clearly defined exits, right? With uncanny accuracy, these levels hit, and it's just phenomenal. So these Google 2950s yesterday, right? Let me show you what those look like on a chart. Let's see the best way to do this. Hold on. Come on, Slowpoke. Okay. There we go. So this is the options contract for Google yesterday. They were providing beast numbers at these levels here, right? Right. The pre-market information is provided to you the night before. There's a trade plan created, and it's very user focused in that they want everybody to succeed, and they've actually helped me to stop myself from getting in front of a train before, right? They're like, you don't want to do that. I'm like, well, yeah, I do. They're like, no, you don't. And I'm like, why not? And they explained it to me, and I was like, oh, thanks for saving me from a train wreck, right? Appreciate it. The group really is looking out for other traders, right? They want everybody to win. You should know us well enough by now that we're not going to align ourselves with anybody that's fake furus, pump and dumpers, anything like that. We want the best for our viewers because we have a reputation to uphold, and we want everybody to win. So they released these beast numbers saying, and this is just rough, I'm not giving this isn't accurate, but this is just a representation of, hey, this is what you can expect from the service, right? Hold on. Jeez Louise. Let me get my markup going on here. All right, there we go. All right, so they're like beast numbers enter between this level and this level. You've got specific take profit levels provided to you, right? And this contract yesterday went from, $3, whatever, $3 to, 13. You can take profits on the way out. So it's just 100. It's accurate as all get out. Like, there's no other way for me to describe it other than it's a very easy enter here, exit here, stop loss here, right? The group they're super smart, right? It just, yeah, like super smart, like smarter than me, and I'm smart. But so the service is the beast numbers from Predictive Trades. There's a discount. I'll plug it into the chat. If you're interested, go try it out. You can get 10% off. Definitely, if you're looking to up your game, you're looking to try to start growing an account. If you're kind of just trying to find an ATM, because that's what it is, and it's an ATM basically. I mean, there's no, I don't, the easiest way to describe it is if you want a cash machine, go get a Predictive Trade subscription. Simple as that. Let me give you a link. Let me give you a link. I will, okay, sweet. All right, so I was given permission to show you this, okay? Here's a free trade for you. Google 2950s, enter from 2.43 to 4. You can exit it. Screenshot this, yo. Can you see it? Is it big enough? Hopefully. Oh, that's blurry. Here, let me write it down for you. Let me write it down, since that's blurry. So we're looking at the, come on, sucker. Oh my God. So the Google this week's 2950s, your entries are 2.43 to $4, right? Your exit, right, your take profit levels are going to be 6.71, 8.75, 12.82. Okay, so I think y'all can see that, right? Yes, no, maybe. There, that'll work. Hold on. Whoa, what's up? There we go. Oh, sweet. Thanks for joining me, dude. So that is from Google, right? Okay, that makes sense. My bad. Oh, yeah, okay. I totally misunderstood. Yeah, that's what we hit yesterday. So maybe don't trade that. My bad. Okay, I had a misunderstanding. I thought he was going to free one away. So basically, but that's what you'll get. That's how specific it is. You know, you're going to be like, here, enter at this point, exit at this point. Let me just show what that looks like again. So there, enter here, right? Right, entries, exits, right? Stair stepping the way up. Okay, so that's the service. That's the kind of service you'll get. I'll go into it a little bit more deeply. I'll work with them to work on some marketing materials for sure. Yeah, as a group, it was crazy. So I hit Google yesterday. You know, I don't trade Facebook at all. I don't trade Facebook. And as Facebook's doing one of these yesterday, right? The group is saying, hey, the levels for Facebook are, you know, getting it, you know, at 85 cents, right? 60 to 85 cents. I'm like, all right, I'm giving everybody the benefit of the doubt. I got into the Facebooks at 85 cents. I got out at 150, 253. Facebook's went up to 450, right? So that was at the open, right? This isn't the right chart here. You know, this is at the open. This is when Facebook's falling, and I'm like, oh, they've got some Keltner channel support down here, but you know me, I don't trade Facebook, and I'm like going into FOMC. I'm like, no, I'm not doing crap, and they're like, these numbers are holding. These are the levels. I'm like, all right, we'll try it. You know, I'll put some risk on, and it paid off. The other one, Nvidia. I played Nvidia yesterday, right? You know me, I don't usually play these stocks, right? I would have been like overhead resistance, wait, it might do a 4-hour bottom to 4-hour top, right? But I've got no idea what Nvidia trades at. And then they came through with very specific levels. I got in, I cut myself short, right? At here, right? I was like, oh, 4-hour mid, and I got out. Nvidia ran to 8. So they went like what, 2 to 8 or 9. So they're legit. I mean, bottom line, it's legit. So with that being said, here's the link for the service. Go give them a try. I will get you. I'll start giving some more specific examples, right? I'll get some things printed up. I'll start taking some screenshots and marketing materials, right? There's the link. I don't know if it's going to give the full link. Here is the link for a discount. I look forward to seeing you there. Okay. All right. Here. All right. So here is a better screenshot. Hopefully everybody can see this. Let me know if you can see this. I'll get it set up. All right. So here's the numbers that they alerted, anywhere from 2.4 to 4, right? These are their profit taking levels. So the tool, you'll get a TOS study that you input your numbers into every day, right? They're very specific. Here's your zone that you want to get those levels in, right? You also have, obviously it's important to make sure that you're doing other technical analysis, right? Just making sure that you're at support and that it's not falling off a cliff and you're not just blindly placing trades. You got to manage it. But if you got in anywhere here, you could take these, right? If you got in at 243, out at 4, 671, 825, 13, 17, this is at Google Trade. So bangers. That's all I got to say. Bangers, bangers, bangers. Okay, so all right, everybody got everything. Let's get into, I know you guys want to look at some divergence here. I will be doing a video on predictive trades. We're going to be spending a little bit more time on it. I'm going to work with them to see what I can show on stream and what I can't. Like I said, it's not fair if I just give away their service, right? It's not, it's just not cool. But I can definitely show some examples and definitely give you some results for sure. Also, there's a discount. So with that being said, I'm going to go look at the top of the chat and see what we've got. So I'm going to look at Tesla, Visa, Amazon, Nvidia. Okay, come on, sucker. Nvidia. Also, Amazon Web Services had a bunch of outages yesterday. I know that, like, you can see that this is based on Firebase, so this is a Google service. If for some reason you have trouble with the software, let me know. It may just be Amazon related, right? AWS services dumped yesterday and took a lot of businesses out with it. Okay, so we want to look at Nvidia, the Tesseract. Let's look at Goog. Sorry, let's look at Amazon. All right, I'm gonna look at AMD also. Okay, let that load. I'll be right back. I gotta go make sure my kids are awake. Alrighty, I'm back. Welcome back. You guys remember Welcome Back, Kata? Welcome back. That's how old I am. All right, let's get into it. So, Nvidia. What's going on with the Nvidias? All right, so remember yesterday we talked a little bit about how it's coming down into support. Algo's trading with it. It's creating a nice little move. Ran right into some dark pool levels. Smacked into them actually. So we could potentially see a little bit of a pullback in Nvidia, right? So we ran into this 302. We ran right through the 302. Right, we bounced off of this. So there's like a 284 down here. All right, we got a dark pool level coming up at 305. Right, this came in at the close, so we got another one of those closed dark pools. Does it rally and pop? We're gonna find out, or does it pull back? So we've got dark pool base down here at 280. Right, we formed a nice little base between 280 285. I would consider this. That's gray. Come on, sucker. 280 285 support, right? If we get rejection off of these dark pool and regular block trade levels that run 204, 204, excuse me, 302, 304.50, right? If that rejects, look for a pullback to, potentially previous highs or even back down to this base. So, contrarian though, if we rally through it and back test that 305 level, then we go and we try to take out some of these tops up here, right? Nice little zone right there that we can get into. So as far as the algorithm goes, the algo is trying to make higher highs and higher lows. So it's attempted at reversal. So we're not saying it's bearish any longer. I'm saying it's attempting a reversal. It is range bound, and it is, you know, it's kind of similar to our trend line support that we got going on here, right? So if the algo, key for today is the algo ripping through previous blocks and not rejecting it. Okay, moving on to Tesseract. Oh, the Tesseract. Oh, last thing on this one. Let's just check this. You do see the Wu-Tang reversal, right? 1, 2, 3. Enter above the 3. So we may be in one of those moves. All right. The Tesseract. Look at this. Up and down and up and down. Algo actually made an inverse head and shoulders that it failed to break through. So now we're looking at kind of a little wedge. The algo's kind of wedged itself together. I'm not sure if Elon's done trading. Is it this one? I just need to drop. I need to pull up. I wonder if I could pull up Discord and do some queries on this. This is TradyTix. I did a deep dive video on them. Their bot is pretty good for being able to query specific information, such as insider trading or insider selling, whatever. Tesla, their algo flow. Let's see. Let's look at the algo flow for Tesseract. I mean, it's at resistance 275, right? So algo baseline's coming in at 275. So above that, then we get super bullish. Don't get me wrong. Tesla, I would never try to short Tesla, right? Love you, Elon. Not going to short you. I like to figure out your stuff on Twitter, though. That's for sure. That's a good time. We've got a little bit of block trade resistance coming up, right? Let's look at 1003. Got a level there, and then we've got 1017. So expect a rally, expect a move up to 1,000, and then some decision making at that point. Maybe a little pop above 1017. Safe move long 1020 above, below. Yeah, I think we've got way too much block trade support down here to go short on it. So the 13th, 14th, 15th. So at the end of the day, we have blocks coming in, and it looks like we're getting some initial pops off of that, right? So potential Wu-Tang reversal. We've got definitely a double bottom here. The algo is leading the way. If the algo can break its overhead resistance, then we will be able to take a Tesseract to the long side. Look at this little, right? Very 1, 2, 3. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth wave. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. Remember, we get long above the break of that, and it did. Now is it pulling back and using this dark pull as support? Very potentially. I haven't looked at Tesla this morning, but I'm pretty sure it's moving the way it should. Oh, remember we wanted to look into this? Remember we drew a line, harassment lawsuit news releases right here. Right here, they got a nice little pop off of it, pull back above that news, held the cloud, rallied ever since. So they are holding the 5-minute cloud, maybe. If that fails, we're going to move to the downside. So I just got permission to give you guys Tesla Beast numbers. Okay? You guys need to go thank Predictive Trades for the free Beast numbers. 1 second. The free Beast numbers. Maybe. Oh. Here you go. Screenshot this. Okay, so Beast numbers are column J. Okay. And the B bottom is, so you get two levels. You're like at the low, enter here, at the high, enter here. Okay, so let's look. 1 second. This is the Tesla 15-minute chart. Okay, let me throw the $1,000 level on there so that you can see. That's 103. Tesla hit 104 pre-market. Let me show you some fib levels real quick as well. So essentially, Tesla has rallied through the 382, hit the 50% retracement from 1072 to the low at 928. Okay. So if they pull back, they could go down, they could pull back to the 382, or they could rally through the 50% retracement up to the 618 at 1020. So that's it from a fib level. Here's your Tesla beast numbers. So if you wanted to target, the 618 retracement at 1020, let's look at the 1020 strikes. So open interest puts the 1050s pretty decent, $147 to 3.6, right? Any entries in there would be decent. Look at these 1000. So open interest, tons of volume, 268 to 535, right? I personally will probably try to get, what did I say, the 1020s? Yeah, the 1020s. I'm going to look at these 1020s here. Right? Either the 1020s or the 1050s. But so if you're looking for a lotto, right? Tesla 1050 by tomorrow, possibly. I think these 1020s are definitely well within reach today. Right? So anywhere from $2 to 437. Let me highlight. Can I double highlight? There we go. Those are the numbers that look pretty decent to me. On the upside, if you want to look at Tesla to the downside, let me just see what we got going on here. So if we have to pull back, right? If Tesla has to pull back, 975 and then 965. So here's the beast numbers for the Tesla puts. $975, and then what did I say, $965? $965. There's not enough open interest on these, right? All right, so there's 975s. All right. Here's your call levels. So the Tesla 1050s from $150 to 3.7. The Tesla 1020s from 2 to 437. Screenshot those. I got to get moving on. Let me know. You guys should be good. Yes, if this, then that. Okay. All right. Moving through. Now we did the Tesla, right? If Tesla pulls back, we get a rally. All right, AMD. This is just like, what a recovery yesterday, right? Algo was selling off. Peyton, are you awake? Okay. Algo was selling off, downtrending, right? Algo is trading with price action, but look at this beautiful move that it did, right? So we got the Algo coming up into, oh, wrong color. All right, I'll be right back 1 second. Okay. All right. So AMD, what a move. I'm back. AMD, I'm looking for the algo to break above. If it does, I think we may see some continuation on in AMD. Obviously, we'd use this 140, 130 as pullback support. And then, I mean, we think we have a new base on AMD. AMD's just beast moding. 138, white line. We've got dark pool support at 133. Regular blocks at 135, right? So there's your supports. Right. So AMD, if we get a move on it, right? Look at that, just massive move. Could go trifecta. It did rally through the weekly and the 4 hours up to daily mid, consolidating at the daily mid. Look at this divergence, right? Look at this MACD divergence here. So I'm kind of bullish on it. I'd like a quick pullback to 146, 145 for the move to the upside. I think that'd give me a pretty good entry, right? So from here to there, right? Whatever. Come on. That's a decent move there. If we have to, I mean, I don't know why we're fibbing it, but yeah, fib supports at the top of the 4 hours, right? 140, 144. Yeah, like this is super support levels. Okay. All right, Amazon, look at this bullish divergence. God, that's gorgeous moves. So does the rally continue on in today? Maybe. We'll definitely just, we got to be nimble. Let's not go into it with a bias saying, we're going to rally or we're going to fall. Let's just make sure that we play the charts in front of us and we look at what's going on in the overall market before we make a decision, right? If the ES and the NQ are down and Amazon's up, right? Don't be like, I'm going to go swing Amazon. Just be careful. That's all I'm saying. So as far as regular and block trade levels go for Amazon, we're coming up to a dark pool level at 3483. We ripped right through this dark pool level at 3390. So uptrending stock, uptrending algorithm, coming up into dark pool resistance. That will become for support. So 3483.42 above that, use that as support. This is, we knew Amazon was going to make a move earlier in the week when we're like, look at this divergence, right? This divergence in Amazon is just massive. So kind of a weird little, like this is kind of a weird little pattern, right? Right into those dark pool resistances. And we found some support here. Come on, sucker. Right? Rip. Now, definitely want to look for some support levels. Look at that U shape, like beast mode or beast numbers on this yesterday. Life changing, right? They called some very specific levels, and yeah, that's a rip your face off mode right there. Amazon is coming up into some resistance, right? Looks like there's a zone little zone right here. We've got to be a little aware of. Right in there. Where's my trend spider? Peyton, Raiden, are you guys up? Raiden, thanks. Come on, slow-mo. Come on, slow-mo. I don't know what's going on with my interwebs. All right, we'll come back to that. Oh, news came out. Shoot, I missed the job numbers. Crap, my bad. All right, so like I said, don't be directionally biased. So the jobless claims came out, and let's see what they say. See what they say. U.S. jobless claims come out. Building permits up, yay. Housing stats up, yay. So this is bullish. Unemployment claims up, ugh. And the Philly manufacturing index, ooh. Okay. So unemployment claims were up this week, which is not so bueno. People aren't working. Let's see how the market's going to react to that. Okay. Should be an interesting day. So as Russell's falling, the Dow's falling. Bonds are kind of consolidating, but look at this nice little bounce in crude and gold and the old yen, right? It's all consolidating for maybe a larger term move to the upside. The ES may give back those gains. 4,700. 4,700 could be a possibility. I know that if I owned, like if this was a stock and I owned it and I was way up here, I'd definitely take some risk off, right? Knowing that this is a massive gap here, right? So let's just, like I said, we got to be careful. Again, if you want another shot at these Tesla numbers, hopefully you can see those. Does that help at all? I'm going to put the 920s on watch, the 910s and 920s on watch, trying to get maybe 30-40% off of those. I'm not trying to make, I'm not trying to quadruple them. I'm just trying to get 30-40% off the puts. Also looking at yeah, absolutely. What's the Discord link? So yeah, just hold on. I need to just give me a second. I want to go back and see if I missed anybody's request for the algorithm divergence. Johnny, you're good on NVIDIA. Terry, Tesla, I got you on Tesla. Ludwig. Okay, so does that link work? Okay, sweet. Doesn't look like it's carrying over though. All right, regardless. All right, so looking for some plays today. The Amazon definitely looks good. I'm looking to dip by any of these pullbacks, right? Any any sort of pullback. AMD pullback to support. I'm going to dip by that. Let's look at Facebook also. You know, Facebook from the algorithm perspective, very bearish. What are the other stocks I wanted to look at today? Visa is one. There's a couple. Lulu and Wayfair. Okay. All right. So seeing that Wayfair play, I was like, well, let's not get sold on it. The algo is kind of bullish. All right. So even with the algorithm selling off in Facebook, right? It looks like there may be some consolidation occurring. The algo may try to be making a move to the back up to the upside. However, overall, I'm still generally not sold on Facebook. Look at this. All right, let me just do this. So Facebook, look at this little, what do they call this? Megaphone thing, right? Megaphone, algo selling off. I might look at the downside on Facebook today, right? It ran into dark pool resistance at 341.66, ripped right through that, right? Ripped right through that, but we have this cluster support zone right here. Oh my gosh, give me the right damn tool. All right, we got a cluster of dark pool support there. We may get a pullback back test on Facebook today. If, however, the algorithm does take out its previous highs, then it may pull back up. But look at that broadening channel, right? Okay. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. Dang right. Look at this nice uptrend in it. So we're coming off a white line, support resistance, right? Uptrend, algo's making higher highs and higher lows. We've got some we've got regular block trade support we ripped off of here. And then here, we're coming up into we're going to start using these white line levels as resistance. If you're new to the channel, red is regular block trades, blue is dark pool block trades, white lines are a good time. Now that means there's a regular and a dark pool level that printed so close to each other that I can't separate them out. And so what we'd like to use is that white so that you know that those are major areas, major focal areas, major inflection points, right? Throw them up on your screen, you'll see, oh, price does interact a little differently at these levels. That's a 211.75 and 213.25. Regular block trade resistance at 213.40. Visa so far today, right? Nice little rally, rally to consolidation. Right, rally back test to support, broke out of this wedge. We've got, right, got a little bit of supply zone support right there. We may consolidate depending on how the market opens. I mean, it would be healthy if we got a little retrace, right? Got a little bit of a retrace would be nice. However, I'm not 100% sure that we're going to get that. Here's my levels, right? I think, all right, there we go. So we rallied up above, made a new high, pulled back. Kind of choppy here. We've got Ichimoku Cloud support rising. We've got a 618 retracement at 212.40, but this, you know, let's just call it 213 area. I'd start looking for a bounce here, right? For a continued move to the upside. Give these, you know, give the histogram time to curl around, give the ready and fire time to curl back around. Right. Got a rising 200, what did I say, 213.14? Is that what it was? 212.50. 212.50 is a rising 200 on the 2-minute chart, right? There's a volume shelf there as well. Yeah, point of controls at 212.50, right? So on Visa, I'd like to see a pullback. at the open, right? Give us a little bit better of an entry for that move back to 215 today. Definitely going to be looking at Visa. All right, the other one I wanted to look at was Lululemon. So Lulu ran right into regular block trade resistance. So this block came in yesterday at the close for 403.75. It's either going to be a sell block or a buy block. So if it's a buy block, Lulu's going to rip at the open. Let's see what we've got going on here. I already kind of said, all right, so we got a little bull flag forming. I'd like to see a pullback, maybe just a support here for the continued move to the upside. As far as the algorithm on Lulu is concerned, look at this. All right, they're trading together, and we've got a dark pull target at 416.92. This is longer term regular block support resistance, so I'm going to draw it across the screen. And then we've got a dark pull longer term level as well. This 416.92, price action's interacted with it a couple times. Every time it has, that support fell, rejected it, fell, consolidating, falling down, rallying back up. The algo straight 1-to-1 with price action, so there's not like divergence is going to lead the way. I've got, maybe I can show you divergence here. Let's see, what is the algo doing into the close yesterday? Just chopping with it. Lulu this morning, what's going on with this chart? The chart is lame ski. I need the dual. There we go. Muy better, muy better. Yeah. Lulu's got so much room to run. I really like it. All right, and then Wayfair. I mentioned Wayfair a little earlier. Remember, we talked about how, you know, bad news for it, but look at what it's doing. It's making higher lows and higher highs. I don't want to get head faked in a bearish, right? Like Lulu can move on us. Like it can sneak them there and be like, haha, sucker, got you. Or Wayfair. Yeah, Wayfair, not Lulu. Dead cat bounce. Like this is weekly cloud, right? Weekly Keltner channel cloud. 4 hour falling, right? 4 hour Keltner channel falling down. Like there may be a move from 4 hour bottom to 4 hour mid, right? So look at Wayfair. As long as 197.70 holds, we may get a little short-term move from the 4 hour bottom to 4 hour mid, right, which would be previous highs. We take that out, and then we can possibly do one of these, right? That would form a nice little cup and handle, right? And that'd be a pretty solid move in Wayfair. The algorithm is telling us, hey, I'm not selling off. This divergence is played out, right? We're in fresh, new, bullish divergence. So with that being said, on Wayfair, I've got a target at 222.61, right? I like this level here. It's the gap fill. It's going to be a magnet for price action. We're coming right off of white line support. So we've got a regular and a dark pull level that printed at that 206 level, right? Price action's currently slightly uptrending, right? It's slightly uptrending. Obviously, double top, a little bit of a wedge forming there. Look at what this algo's done though, right? It came down, the algo was smacked right off of that level there and maybe continuing to the upside. Invalidated bat wings, right? And why are they invalidated? Because of that level there. If this was rounded, then those bat wings would be for real. Okay, so Wayfair, if it breaks previous highs, it can go up to 225. If it rejects its previous highs, it's got support at 205. Okay. All right. Anything else before I go? Anything before I go? Okay. All right, last little topic on beast numbers. I will be providing results for the next couple weeks. I will work with the owners on just making sure what I can and can't show. I want to respect their intellectual property for sure, and I don't want to just be giving away their stuff for free. I wouldn't appreciate it if somebody did that for me. But definitely, if they give me the go-ahead to show you stuff, I will definitely show it. I'll probably start posting and tagging them on Twitter as well. Dark Pool Charts is going to be coming in. I've got a meeting with him later this week. We're, like I said, we're building our 2022 plan now. Obviously, very important that we address the new update that's coming out in FlowTrade. It's amazing. I think a lot of my frustrations will be alleviated, right? Like keyboard commands, right? You know how I like to draw stuff. I like to do things on the screen. So great, way better user interface. I believe there's some additional features. And as always, the algorithm leads the way. So follow the money. All right, I think that's going to be it. Thanks for joining me. Really appreciate your time this morning. If I missed you, let me just make sure I didn't miss anybody. Laz, did you want me to look at a firm before I go? I think that's the only one I didn't really look at. This is a pretty decent pattern right here too. All right, so a firm. Look at this bullish divergence coming off a dark pool support. Wu-Tang pattern reversal. Let's go to the woo. All right. I like this. The algo is net buying. I was making higher highs and higher lows. We're coming off of previous, right? We're coming up to previous resistance right here. Definitely formed this little Wu-Tang pattern reversal, right? There's the W. We get long on the break of the 2. So we rallied up and we pulled back to this dark pull support. So we got a dark pull at 109.96 that printed here. And we've also got a dark pull at 105.77 that we launched up out of. So these two prints came in the morning and we rallied up, we pulled back to support. I think we might actually get that fifth wave of the woo today. Come on. Fifth wave of the woo. As far as levels are concerned, to be on the lookout for. You know, obviously any previous highs is resistance, right? There's a zone right here. All right, nice little trading zone from 170 and 117 to 123 on the break of where the close, right? We take out the high of yesterday's close. I think we get woody. All right, AMC, yeah, I got you. I will do an AMC request. American movie classics. All right, so if you're new to the stream and you don't know what you're looking at, white bars are price action. Purple line is the regular algorithm line. Red lines across the screen are regular block trades, right? We had a regular block trade. I'm going to bring this one all the way back to here, even though it printed here, right? This is where the print happened, right? It's been a level in the past that's provided support and resistance. If I draw a blue line across the screen, those are dark pull trades. If I draw a white line, it's a regular and a dark pull level that are printed on top of each other. So 24.58 from the 15th, right here, is the level. But look, price has interacted with this a couple times. Rallied support, pulled back, resistance, resistance, breakthrough, failed support, resistance, resistance, right? The algorithm is making a move to the upside. The algo did take out its previous highs, right? Sorry. Right, the algo took out previous levels here, right? Net buying is occurring. We have a pretty clear, not really clear, but we've got a little bit of a inverse head and shoulders-esque, right? But I like this Wu-Tang reversal. Contingent upon we have to break and close above the 2 spot, right? We got to get above this level here, right? And then we're going to target this level here. So once we take out that level, then we readjust our position. Okay, AMC, like it for today. All right. Did I get everybody? Okay. What was the Boeing competitor? The Airbus. EADSY. Somebody knew something. So this is a very gappy stock, right? And it doesn't move a whole lot. So this is $28.50. This is $30. So don't let the scale confuse you. If you wanted to take advantage of that news, the news that came out that Qantas Airways picked Airbus over Boeing, there's an opportunity for you there. Boeing, right at dark pool resistance. 195.20, 195.84. You guys know how I feel about Boeing. I hate the stock. I can't stand it. Right. 191 is support. The stock is actually trying to make a bullish move. It's very news reactionary. Got some levels here. Yeah, it's a pretty long-term level there. Okay, so if this dark pool level acts as resistance 195, if it can't crack that, I think it comes back down and tests 191. The actual algorithm itself has been selling off and is making lower lows and lower highs. However, if it breaks that level, it can pull price action up with it. So keep an eye. We want to see it move down like that. All right, I'm out of here. Thanks for joining me, Dark Pool Algo. Appreciate you showing up. We will. I'm going to work with the predictive trades group a little bit closely until we get this a little bit smoother and streamlined. Obviously, I'm going to do a deeper dive. We'll do a blog post, and this weekend I'll deep dive into what I can. Definitely will be showing results, percentages, things like that. Definitely going to be a good time. Like I said, I just found an ATM machine for you guys. Go take advantage of it. Like my first day, I tripled my subscription level. I tripled the amount it cost me for my subscription. I doubled my subscription the first day. So definitely ATM machine. All right. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. If you have any questions, hit me up in the Discord. If you need anything, I'm available. And like I said, we've got a lot of stuff that we're going into for 2022. I'm not going to just drop it all off on you at once. It's definitely very niche driven. There's not going to be any overlap. I'm not going to start promoting other things that somebody else is doing. That's just not how we work. So have a great day. Have fun. Stay safe. Stay green. And if you don't know what you're doing, cash is position. Don't get sucked into the hype. Don't feel like you have to chase this Apple move because it's just ripping your faces off right now and you want to get part of Apple, but you don't know when to get in because look at what happened. What happened if you bought here? You're not having a good day, right? You're not having a good day. This is a 5-minute chart. 5-minute 200 SMA is at 178. This curling is not the best, right? There's no room for roundness in the stock market is the easiest way I can say that. It broke below the 50, broke below the 21. We've got this doji here. Apple below 178.88. We test 178.05 and then possibly this 200 SMA. I've got a level at 1